Today I'm looking at this Tandorio dive watch, which is a homage to the Serica dive watch. As usual, I'll be leaving a link for this watch in the video description below. Let's get into the review. Just quickly before we get into this watch, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe as it really helps the channel. Thank you. Let's get straight into the specs of this cool little dive watch. So this watch comes with an option of two movements, the Seiko NH35 or the PT5000. I went for the NH35. It has a 40mm case with a thickness of 13.8mm. It features a sapphire crystal and 200 meters of water resistance. It features a ceramic bezel insert and cost me £55 including VAT. So taking a look at the case, you have a mixture of brushed and polished finishes. On the top of the lugs you have a brushed finish, and then you have a chamfered edge running along the side of the case there with horizontal brushing on the sides, and it has a highly polished screw down crown. It has a lovely coin edge bezel which is also highly polished, and you can see there the outer ring of the bezel is the ceramic bezel insert. All the finishes on this watch has been done to a very nice standard. There's another view of the side of the case there. I really love that highly polished bezel. It looks great when it catches the light. So having a quick look at the case back, as there's not much to show here, just the usual specs running around the outside with a fully brushed finish, but we can see that the bracelet has solid end links. So let's take a look at the bracelet. It's okay, the middle links are highly polished with the outer links being brushed. There's a double pusher butterfly deployment clasp. Wouldn't be the clasp I would necessarily pick for this watch, but it's perfectly fine and it is milled. And we do have female end links, which is nice. So taking a look at the bezel, it has a great action, a really nice ratchety feel to it, and there's absolutely no back play on this bezel at all. Everything lines up great, and yeah, this is just a great bezel action for a pretty cheap watch. So let's take a closer look at this dial. Everything on the dial is printed, and it's quite an interesting dial as the numerals at 10, 11, 1 or 2 are Roman numerals, and then you've got the Arabic numerals at 4, 5, 7 and 8. Everything's been printed really nicely, it's nice and crisp. You have the minute track running around the outside there. The lume is actually very impressive with this watch. So the printed numerals with C3 lume shine really brightly, and you've got that lume pip at the 12 as well. The only thing that lets this watch down is the hands. The lume did fade quite quickly. We have a highly polished hands with that lollipop style seconds hand there. And obviously the bezel is quite interesting as it's split into two. You have the minutes on the outer edge of the bezel, which is the ceramic bezel insert, and then you have the hours, which is the sort of inner ring there, which is brushed steel. And then you have the minute track from 40 to 60 minutes. You have the 200 meters and automatic down towards the 6 o'clock on the dial there. Now you can get this watch with the Tandorio logo at 12 o'clock, or you can get the sterile dial, which is what I've gone for here, and I think the sterile dial looks pretty good. So let's take a look at this watch on my 7.5 inch wrist. So obviously the watch comes in at an advertised 40mm, so the size is pretty good. As you can see there, the bracelet looks pretty nice with those female end links. It conforms to the wrist nicely. Again, I wouldn't necessarily pick a butterfly clasp for this watch, but it works fine. But I think a standard diver's style clasp would have been better. I'm not sure if the sapphire crystal has any AR coating. I think it has a little bit, but as you can see in the sun, it does get quite hard to read the dial. But I think this is a great looking watch nonetheless. But let's try it on a different strap. So here's the watch on a grey NATO strap that I had, and I think it suits the watch really well with that sort of grey and black dial. There are a few different dial variations for this watch. There is blue and a red, but I think this particular dial variation works well on this NATO, and also probably look nice on a black leather strap as well. That ceramic bezel picks up the light really nice, and that highly polished coin edge bezel looks great when it catches the light as well. There you can see the dome sapphire crystal. So there we have it. Let me know what you think, guys. Obviously this is a homage of a popular watch, but if you don't mind that, then it's a great watch for the specs. The screw down crown and the movement work really nicely, and everything on the dial has been finished to a high standard. The highly polished hands have been done well, and everything that's printed on the dial is nice and crisp. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.